Greetings everyone, Garnet Schulhauser here again, and welcome to the third installment of my videos where I strive to answer some of the spiritual questions that are posed to me by readers from time to time. Now, those of you who know me will know that I'm the author of 5 books in the spiritual genre, and all of my books deal with my dialogue and subsequent astral travels with my spirit guide Albert, who confronted me on the street one day disguised as a homeless man. Now, I get a lot of questions by email from readers of my books or people who have watched my videos, and I strive to answer each one individually as best I can. But I thought it might be useful to relay some of the questions that I've received and answer them in a video so they'd be available to everyone. So that's what this video is all about, and thank you for joining me today. For those of you who'd like to know more about my books, you can get more information on my books and convenient buy links on my website, which is garnetschulhauser.com. And I invite everyone who has a question to submit it to me by email. My email address is contact@garnetschulhauser.com, and that will display at the end of this video on the splash page that finishes the video. So I've picked out a few questions, and I did the same with my first 2 videos in this series. I just picked a few questions that I thought might be of interest to other people, and I'm going to read a few of them today and answer them in no particular order. I'm not following any particular theme, so if it seems like I'm jumping around to various topics, that is probably true, but I think that it's important for people to get the answers to the questions that have been bothering them, perhaps for a long time. And so here we go. First question is, can psychics and mediums communicate with souls in the spirit realm? Well, the short answer is yes. Most humans have some form of psychic abilities. Most of us aren't aware of it, and we don't really use it. But there are a fortunate few people who are born with an enhanced psychic capability, and that allows them to basically hear messages and receive communications from the spirit realm. I have personally known a number of psychic mediums who are really tremendous people who really use their talent to help other people in amazing ways. Because for a medium, for example, if you go to a medium and you're wondering about how a deceased loved one, a parent, sibling, child, whoever who has died, you wonder how they're doing. Well, the medium can actually hook you up, in a sense, with the spirit on the spirit realm and communicate what they're saying to you and what you're saying to them. So they act like kind of like a conduit to people in the spirit realm. And this is very satisfying, very gratifying for the people who are seeking contact with their deceased loved ones, and it gives them a lot of assurance that, okay, so my wife who died a few years ago is doing well, my child is doing well, and I should not be concerned about how they're getting along. And because once you realize what it's like on the spirit realm, you know that it can't be anything other than just a great blissful experience, because that's what the spirit realm is all about, and that's where we'll all go eventually. But for some people, they really want that assurance that their deceased loved one is doing well, they're alive and well, and they're not suffering, they're not lonely, and they're doing tremendously amazing things there, and it's a very blissful and happy experience. And so people on Earth, they really want that assurance, or some people do anyway. So using a medium can really access that to provide them with the assurance that they're seeking about their deceased loved ones. Now, it would be nice if all humans had this capability, but that's just not the way it works on planet Earth and the cycle of reincarnation, and we're not supposed to be able to freely communicate with spirits on the spirit side, because that would make our journeys on Earth too easy, and we wouldn't learn very much. And so these few people who have that talent, they can't reach everyone. Not everyone can have a reading, but they can help those who really truly seek out assurances about their loved ones who have passed away before them. Now, a word of caution before I finish this answer is that there are a lot of genuine, true psychic mediums that operate in our world, but there are also some charlatans who pretend to be psychic mediums and who will hoodwink their customers, pretending to be in contact with the spirit realm when in fact they're not. So my advice to you is, if you're thinking of having a reading with a psychic medium, Make sure you get some references. Make sure you've talked to people who have had readings with them before, if you can, just to make sure that the person you're dealing with is genuine and not a charlatan. Okay, next question is, what is a life review and why is it beneficial? Well, a life review happens to all souls when they transition out of their human bodies, when their human bodies die, and they go to the spirit side. So at some point, usually fairly early on after the transition, they have a life review, which is, as the name would imply, is the soul gets to review the life they just finished in as much detail as they want. And they can run through and do it fast forward. They could do slow motion. They could do stop. It's sort of like watching a 3D movie, except that it shows every intimate detail, details that humans, while they're on Earth, forget about, because we don't remember everything. But in a life review, everything comes into play. And it's designed to show the soul, how they did in that last life, things they could have done better, things they could have avoided. And it's all a learning tool to help the soul understand what happened in their last incarnation and how things could have been done differently in a better way to help our fellow humans. And so that's the main purpose of a life review, is to educate the soul about what they did in that last life and prepare them for the next incarnation, if that is what they choose to do. So every soul has a life review, and they're usually done in conjunction with their spirit guides, who are there to help them analyze and understand their actions on Earth in their last human life. But one of the amazing things about a life review is that you get not only to see what you did and said, but you get to see how other people reacted to what you did during your life. And you actually get to hear their thoughts and feel their emotions as you're interacting with them, which is really quite an amazing learning tool. So if you said something mean and nasty to a co-worker one day, in the life review, you'll be able to hear the thoughts of that co-worker and feel their emotions as they wonder, gee, why is this person being mean to me? I didn't deserve this. And, I hope things can be worked around so that we can get on a better playing field with this person. But it really shows you how you can hurt people so badly just with some very innocent words, even if you don't intend to harm them. The life review will clearly show you how your words and actions really affected others. And it's not just the bad things that you do. The good things are reflected as well. If you shoveled the snow off a driveway of your senior neighbor one day, and your senior neighbor was looking through the window at you, you could hear her thoughts, her feelings, where she's thinking, boy, I'm so grateful for that guy for cleaning off my driveway, and I really hope that I can return the favor someday. So that part of it makes you feel good, makes you feel like at least you did something good. So it's not just the bad things that you get to reflect on, but the good things as well. And it's all just a total sort of learning experience, and it's not designed to make you feel guilty or remorseful. It's designed to be a learning tool for you, as I mentioned, so you can better understand how your thoughts and words and actions affected others on Earth, and to help you plan for your next incarnation, if you choose to do that, in terms of what can you do better to avoid some of the things that you did in the last life that weren't so great or were harmful or injurious to other people on the planet. So moving on to the next question, it is, does everyone have a guardian angel? And the answer is yes, absolutely. Every soul on Earth, every soul that's occupying a human body on Earth has at least one guardian angel. Sometimes they have more than one. And so what do guardian angels do? Well, what they do is they protect humans on Earth, souls, from experiencing an untimely death while they're journeying on Earth. An untimely death is one where the person's soul is not yet ready to leave the incarnation. Because one of the startling facts that I've learned through Albert is that no one dies by accident. We all die when our souls are ready to exit the incarnation and go back to the spirit realm. But because all humans have free will to take actions, and all other humans around you have free will to take actions, there's often a clash of actions that sometimes could result in a human being subjected to an accident or some other event that could curtail their incarnation before their soul is ready to leave. That's when the guardian angel steps in. The guardian angel will basically do whatever they have to do to make sure that your untimely death does not happen until your soul is ready to go. So for example, if your guardian angel can see that when you're sitting there at a traffic light, at the red light, and they can see that if you move in the normal course to the next intersection, that somebody will be running a red light and will T-bone you and perhaps fatally injure you, what they can do is basically adjust the timing on your traffic lights to make sure that the red light stays red for another 2 or 3 seconds, which means that when it does turn green, you don't get to the intersection at the same time as the driver running the red light, which means that you will escape the collision at the next intersection because you were there 2 or 3 seconds before you would have been if they had not adjusted the timing on the traffic lights. So there's many different ways they can adjust things to make sure that you don't suffer an untimely death. Most of us don't realize when our guardian angels are doing this, so we're not even aware of it, but they are working behind the scenes and they're doing it for everyone, and that's their main purpose. And that's actually a good purpose because that ensures that our souls don't end up with a premature physical death of their human bodies before they're ready to go. So that's the short answer is yes, we all have them, and that is what their main function is to look over us and make sure that we don't suffer a death before our soul is ready to leave. Now you may say, well, lots of people die by accidents, car accidents every day. What happens there? Was their guardian angel asleep at the switch? And the answer is no, because when somebody dies in a car accident, the guardian angel let that happen because the soul of that person wanted to use that accident as their exit point. So that's why that happened. It wasn't because somebody was missing their duty. It was because that is what the soul wanted to have happen, and the guardian angel in that case would let it occur so that the soul could escape from the incarnation when they were ready to leave. So I hope I've answered some of the questions that have been sent to me. If my answers have raised further questions, then as I said, please send me your questions by email. I will try to answer them individually by email, and for some of the more interesting ones, I will put them on one of my video shows to make it available to everyone, because there's a lot of people probably have the same questions as you do. So that's all for now, folks. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And in the meantime, enjoy your journey, and above all, remember to keep on dancing.